Good evening. We still have one member showing up, but there are two items we can get through before we start the sharp petition. So, good evening. My name is Robert Cagnetta, and this is the meeting of the South Kingstown, Rhode Island Zoning Board of Review. Members tonight that are present are Thomas Daniels, our Vice Chairman, Mr. Rosen, Ms. Walsh, and Ken Diamond, who is our second alternate. Bo Brown is not here yet. The board is made up of 7 people. 5 of them are regular voting members. 5 members are required to be present to vote. In the event that one of the 5 members is not present, an alternate will step in. And that stays the same, even with this. Okay. Also present tonight are Jamie Gorman, our South Kingstown building zoning building official, Andrew Tights, the South Kingstown Special Legal Counsel, and Jessica Spence, our Administrative Support Associate. Tonight, the voting members will be myself, Mr. Daniels, Mr. Rosen, Ms. Walsh, and either Mr. Brown or Mr. Diamond, depending on, or both, depending on the case in front of us. The applicants are either here for a variance, dimensional, or a use, or to seek a special use permit. The board is a quasi-judicial body created by the South Kingstown Ordinance pursuant to state statutes. We don't follow strict rules of evidence, and we seek to operate in a fair and equitable manner. We try to let everyone speak unless they get carried away or we determine it's not to be relevant. So please try to be brief and on point. We do our best not to argue and try to keep things civil, and we try to have the last petition heard before 10 o'clock. When your petition is called, please come up to the podium, state your name and spell it for the record. Please speak clearly and into the microphone so everyone can hear you. You will then be asked to take an oath to tell the truth, and then you can present your petition along with any other witnesses testifying in your support. The board will ask questions, and after the petitioner's testimony, anyone with questions in support or opposition can come up and to the podium where we'll swear you in, and then you can ask us whatever you want to ask whoever had made the who's making the petition. And then after the testimony and before a vote is taken, board members will discuss the evidence presented. Variances and special use permits require 4 of the 5 voting members to vote in favor of the petition for granting the relief requested. Board members, we ask a lot of questions, and there's a good reason. We cannot just grant anything we choose. There are rules to follow per our ordinance, so you must give testimony to support certain facts to allow your request to be approved. Tonight we have a dimensional variance and a special use. On the agenda for the variances, you must offer evidence to the board setting forth the following: that your hardship is due to the unique characteristics of the subject land or the structure and is not due to the general characteristics of the surrounding area, that your hardship is not the result of any prior action on your part, that the granting of the variance will not alter the general character of the surrounding area, and that the relief requested is the least relief necessary, and then you must demonstrate the hardship to be suffered if the variance is not granted will amount to more than a mere inconvenience. For a special use permit, you must present the following: that your special use permit is specifically authorized by our ordinance. Somewhere in the zoning ordinance, there has to be authorized, or else we don't have the power to grant it. The requested special use permit meets all the criteria set forth in the zoning ordinance authorized for such a special use, and that granting the special use permit will not alter the general characteristic of the surrounding area or impair the purpose or the intent of the zoning ordinance. So we're going to do our best to kind of help guide people through this tonight, because there's obviously a lot to talk about from one of the particular petitions. But is there anything that we need to kind of cover before I start? We have a request to continue the petition of Laura Boughton. They need to get the rest of their the certifications in, certified mailings. So this is the petition of Laura Boughton, who's at 70 East 10th Street, apartment 15, New York, New York. And this is for a property located on Batunic Beach Properties, Inc., located 240 Cards Pond Road. And they're looking to continue it for September 21st. So would someone like to make a motion to continue Boughton until the September 21st? Ms. Walsh, motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rosen. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None? Okay. So then first we're going to hear the petition of Erin Thorkelson and Justin Zurcher of 54 Mediterranean Avenue in Wakefield, Rhode Island, 02879 for a special use permit under the zoning ordinance as follows. The applicant is seeking to demolish an existing single-family dwelling and cabana and construct a 1,416 square foot dwelling and 192 square foot cabana. The parcel of land that this dwelling is located is non-conforming due to the number of residential structures on the same parcel. Special use permit is required for any addition, enlargement, expansion, or intensification of a non-conforming use. Lot size is 70 acres. A special use permit is required per the zoning ordinance, sections 203, special use permit for addition, enlargement, expansion, or intensification, and 907 are standards of relief. The owner of the land is Jerry Brown Farm Associates, Inc., and the owner of the dwelling is Eric G. and Amy K. Thorkelson for premises located at 19 Fire Lane 7, South Kingstown, Assessors Map 82-1, Lot 1-16, and is zoned R80. And Jessica, I don't have the documents list, so I apologize.
So for the documents that we received the signed application dated June 17th, 2022. We have the owner authorization form signed and notarized June 16th, 2022. We have the construction documents labeled A1, A3, A4, EX1, EX2, EX3, EX4, SX1, SX2. We have a site plan, and then we have 6 pages of owner authorization, bill of sale documents, and then we have the legal notice, we have the legal notice, certified mailing, and proof of mailing.
Thank you, Jessica. And who's here for this? Come on up. State your name, spell it for us, please.
Good evening. I'm Erin Thorkelson, ErinThorkilsen.
Excellent. And do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Excellent. So please tell us what would you like to do?
So as you stated, we're here seeking a special use permit because the home is part of the Jerry Brown Farm Association. It's one lot, 70 acres with 36 campsites as we refer to them, and it seems relevant to state up front that we have the first part of the approval process is through the Jerry Brown Farm Association, and we've spent many months going through that and have received unanimous approval, and that letter from Jerry Brown Farm is in our application there as well. And related to some of the different standards there, for Piece A for the special use permit, 50% expansion is allowed. In Jerry Brown Farm, it's looked at as the aggregate square footage from the Jerry Brown Farm pot, as we call it, and so that was part of the approval that we would be allowed for that 50%. And for point C there, the proposed dwelling, that it will fit within the general character of the surrounding area. What we've designed is of modest size and height and designed to fit into the community.
Okay, excellent. Board members, questions for the applicant?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I visited your property. It's a beautiful view out there.
Thank
I must
you.
admit.
Thank you.
The structure that's presently there that you're going to tear down is obviously seen some wear and tear. I met your aunt, by
Yes.
the way.
Yes,
Seems like a very nice person.
thank you, I agree.
And she told me a lot about it. It's indicated in here you're going to build a cabana
Well,
in place of something that did not look like a cabana.
Well, we call it cabana because the house from 1920, it was the changing area in the outhouse way back when. So we've continued that name, but it's really a shed. And so that is what we will rebuild there.
It was no longer an outhouse or
It
or a
has the
shed.
his and hers written in there still, but no,
But you're-
it's no longer an outhouse.
You're tearing that
Yes.
down as well as the house itself,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And the square footage is going to increase by how much?
So the current cottage is 1,047 square feet, and the current cabana is 100 square feet. And so we're building a 1,460 square foot house, and the cabana will be 192 square feet.
And is it going to be approximately in the same place on the same footprint?
Yes, the main house will be very much in the same place, and the cabana shed, we've moved over 2 feet, closer towards our house.
I wish you well.
Thank you.
Board members? Yep, Ms. Walsh?
I just wanted to follow up because I was looking at the map,
Yes.
and it doesn't look like it is the existing footprint. It says existing dwelling. Is this a neighbor or? Yeah, please. Because that was my question, whether you were building on the same.
neighbor's house.
Okay, so you just
Yes.
adding on to the existing footprint. Okay. That was my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Walsh. Any other board members, questions of the applicant? No? Okay, thank you. Anyone out there for this petition? Ready to rise and, no? Okay, any thoughts on this, board members? Any concerns, questions, otherwise?
Seems like a good petition to me.
It seems fine. It seems like it was, had the blessing of the community, so it sounds like that it fits within their expectations. So, someone want to try to make it into a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Make a motion on the Aaron Thorkelson and Justin Zerker, is that the Zerker petition, as read into the agenda by the chairman, the description thereof. This involves section 203, which involves the expansion or replacement of a position in an area which is 70 acres large, the Jerry Brown Farm Corporation, which has given their approval to this petition to construct a new abode and a cabana on the property in question. There were no individuals speaking in support or in opposition to this petition, and the board seems to be in general agreement that this should be passed, so I will read as follows. The board finds that the special use is specifically authorized by this ordinance, the ordinance being 203 again, mainly because it's just a rather dilapidated structure that's seen many, many years of use, and it seems perfectly appropriate to build a new structure there and to replace the former outhouse with a cabana. The board finds that the special use meets all the criteria set forth in the subsection of this ordinance authorizing such special use, mainly because it's, again, something that should enhance the property that is there now and should last a long time. However, of course, as is always with these waterfront properties, hurricanes can come and go. And this structure is, as indicated by the individual I spoke to, indicated there were several hurricanes that came through for for this structure. The board finds the granting of the special use permit will not alter the general character of the surrounding area or impair the intent or purpose of this ordinance or the comprehensive plan of the town. And so I move approval of this position. There are no conditions associated with this position, with this motion, I'm sorry.
Okay, the motion was made by Mr. Rosen. Can I hear a second? Second. Second by Mr. Daniels. Any discussion? No? Mr. Rosen?
Aye.
Mr. Daniels? Aye. Mr. Diamond?
Aye.
Ms. Walsh? Mr. Cagnetta, aye. Motion passes. Good luck. So, you were definitely, yes, Mr. Tights.
Did he indicate that he was going to be here, or? He didn't say he wasn't going to be here. He's usually,
Yeah, usually here. Well,
well, Mr. Rosen will be recusing. Am I correct?
That is correct.
So we will not have a quorum without Mr. Brown.
under the current rules, we don't have a quorum.
That's great.
Okay. That is changing at some point?
That will change January 1st. yeah.
January 1st, okay.
I hope Mr. Brown will be here before then.
Can we take about 5 minutes and we'll see if there's a way we can get in touch with them? If that's all right? I don't want to call it quits yet because I already made a point of coming out here, so. Let's give ourselves a 5-minute break and we'll see what we can do, all right?
Wetlands? No, that has changed. Well, they withdrew it. Yeah. Yeah, they withdrew it. They did submit it before. They did submit it before. But then they withdrew it, waited for July 1. No, there's a paragraph in there that says if it was submitted beforehand, it can be considered.
Yeah, that was quick. Yeah. Promote from within, you know. Just kidding. Wow.
So I have to apologize on behalf of the board. We were just made aware that the missing board member had recently sent in his resignation. So, and with one of our board members recusing, and that means we only have 4 that are now sitting on the board, so we do not have a quorum in order to hear it. So until such time we have that quorum, which is getting another member, we can't put this on the docket with Mr. Rosen recusing himself. All I could do is apologize, and Mr. Tights can explain a little bit more of what happens going forward. But we were not aware of this. We would have done everything we can to have everyone not show up. So, Mr. Tice, if you want to explain a little bit.
Yes, I think we don't know how long it's going to take for the council to appoint someone else. So I don't think it makes sense to continue this to a date certain. It could be September, it could be in time for the September meeting, it could be the October meeting. Because this is the town's problem, not the applicant's problem, the town will pay to renotice it. So all the abutters will get a new notice when we know when the date's going to be. There'll be new notice going out to everyone.
September is the 21st.
Okay.
No, sorry. on October 19th.
Can I just ask counsel to identify yourself? I guess we have a couple of lawyers here. Can you just identify yourself for the record? So we,
Attorney Jack McGreen from the law firm of Taft McSally, 21 Garden City Drive, Cranston, Rhode Island.
and you are representing?
The applicant.
Okay, thank you.
Step up, yep, please.
My name is Edward Perry, P-A-R-E. I'm an attorney representing Bruce Cutting, who's a direct abutter to the property. I'm from Savage Law Partners LLP, 564 South Water Street, Providence, Rhode Island, 02903.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And like we said, everyone's going to be notified again, so it's not as if the meeting's going to happen without you guys knowing. Everything that's been sent to us is going to be retained in the records, and consequently, anything else that's sent will be accumulated as well for the application when we can finally hear it. So again, I really apologize. You know, professionally and otherwise, I understand how bad this seems. So I apologize. So is there anything else that you want to add, or? Okay. So we're going to continue it? Do we have to make a motion to continue it without a specified date?
Yes.
Okay.
Continue it with notice to be provided at the expense of the town.
So I'll make a motion to continue the petition of Earl and Brenna E. Sharp for the 74 Parkwood Drive in Kingstown to a date undetermined, and re-advertising shall be the burden of the town for the applicant.
Is the town actually going to send out the notice or just reimburse the applicant for the mailing?
Reimburse the applicant.
Reimburse, yeah, the notification will still be up to you, but we'll notify you when that date will be. So the motion is to continue. Can I get a second?
Yes, you do need a motion. Yeah, you don't need a quorum. You can still, with 4 people, you can still make a motion to continue.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so it's continued on a vote to 4-0 with Mr. Rosen recusing.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
So, but we can do the minutes.
Do the
We
minutes?
got the 5 of us here.
Sure.
So, this is the minutes for Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. Any changes to the minutes? Corrections, otherwise? Okay, could I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Move the approval of the minutes for July 20th.
Mr. Rosen made the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Excellent. And the next meeting is the 19th of September. We hope to, sorry, I saw that. The 21st of September. Hopefully everyone's still going to be here. Yeah, it's a little dangerous now. So, okay, otherwise, motion to adjourn. All in favor?